Auntie Nada and Uncle Ken, Mom and Dad, thank you very much for everything. You have welcomed me into the family from the first day, and you have always supported Nikki and I throughout everything, and we are eternally grateful for that. Auntie, I know you mentioned a few times, enough to know that it's something on your mind about how you would be as a mother-in-law. But I would say you have nothing to worry about because I don't see you as any in-laws, but I just see you as family. So there's nothing to be concerned about there. Carlos and Emilio, thank you for letting me feel like a brother from years before I even was officially one. Really do appreciate it. Mom and Dad, there's not much else I can say besides I love you, I love you, I love you, and thank you for everything. Thank you for always being there for me. Thank you for looking past my flaws, my one thing flaws, and helping me grow. And there's just no other way for me to say that Nikki and I do appreciate everything you're there for us for. I would also like to just spend 2 quick seconds to speak about the people that can't be here today, which is Nikki's dad, David Latchman, and my brother Brett. And it's interesting, Brett was actually the first person that took me across to visit Nikki. And I remember that night, for one of my random ideas, I decided in mid-20s I was going to take up physics as a hobby. So it's something that Nikki was interested in, something that she did in school. So I said to Nikki, I want to take it up as a hobby. Could you just bring me some stuff so I can start to learn? And we're outside the house with Kendall, Brett, myself, and Nikki comes outside, and Nikki, being Nikki, comes with a volume, like an encyclopedia volume of physics work. And she hands it, say, "Here, Bengo, that's you." And I remember the look on Kendall and Brett's face, and they were a bit thrown back, but they tried to play it off. However, in the car on the way home, Brett quietly looked at me and said, "I like Nikki. I think she'll be ideal for you." He even mentioned that to Nikki in the past. They said, "Nikki, girl, I don't know what I would be able to do if we were to ever break up. You'll get to banker." And now to speak about my wonderful wife, Nikki. I've known Nikki for exactly half of my life. And that's about 16 years. And one of the things that she always loves to tell people whenever we meet, she says, "Okay, well, how do you meet?" She says, "On the side of the road on the pavement." And a lot of our friends growing up were always confused how it took so long for us to get together. And when she was coming to Jamaica and I was in Jamaica, a lot of our friends said, "Okay, well, this is when it's finally going to happen. Y'all are finally going to get together." They were excited. But unfortunately, it wasn't to be just yet. And, speaking to Nikki after, she said that, "Bengo, I used to be sending you so much hints. I would wake up early in the morning and come and play tennis with you after partying at night. When it is you were MIA from home," meaning Mom couldn't find me for a week because I lost my phone. "I came and I hunted you down, and I used to come and help you pack before you used to come back to Trinidad." I mean, what girl will come and help someone pack to go back to Trinidad? And it was a sign of love from Nikki. But I'll be honest, from my side, it always threw me off how excited Nikki was to get me out of Jamaica. I would see Nikki randomly on campus and be talking and say, "Hey, Nikki, my flight is tomorrow." And she'd be like, "All right, awesome, let's get you packed, organized, and out of here." And it would throw me off, But I'll be honest, in Jamaica, I always saw Nikki as like my butterfly. She was so gorgeous and so beautiful to just look in wonderment of her just being herself, just being Nikki, but never really wondering or thinking that she would ever come and sit next to me and in line with me, But towards the end of my time in Jamaica is when it dawned on me that I can marry that girl. And it sounds strange to say, after 10 years being together, that we're now married. But I actually knew I can marry Nikki before I even was together with Nikki. So after coming from Jamaica, because timing, as Kirk said, is haphazard and timing has never been a strong point of mine, I started strategizing on how to make Nikki my girlfriend after we were no longer together in Jamaica. She was still in Jamaica and I was back in Trinidad. And I remember one of those late nights with Kirk, I mentioned, "Kirk, I'm going full in. I'm going 100%. It's either we're going to be together or it's going to be so awkward we can't be friends anymore." And I remember Kirk saying, "Well, Bengo, you don't think maybe she likes you already and we should probably just go get some sleep? And I remember at that point there was a tense, awkward silence for a while. And I'll be honest, at that point, Kirk, I don't think I've ever felt more disappointed in you. But we moved on, we grew up, and all jokes aside, Nikki really has been the absolutely best thing in my life. She is the light of my life. I love her so much. I look at her, when we're together, I find myself just looking at her and admiring her smile, her laugh, her sneezes, even that cute little way she rubs her chin, like that, when she's thinking. And I'll find myself staring, and then Nikki would respond, you're staring at me. And it would snap me back to reality, because it's just something that I find myself doing all the time, of just how much of an amazing woman she is. And like every amazing woman, she always forces me to level up. And Kirk had mentioned that in the past, his last speech, that planning has never been a strong point of mine. And I remember the first time after being inspired by Nikki, I said, you know what, babe? This next project that's coming up, I'm going to take lead. Your boy got you, don't worry. And I worked on it for the entire week. Nikki was busy with work, so I was focused. In fact, it reached the point where even the details to go over, I had a song about it because I knew it so much, like heart. I was on point. And so when I eventually reached with Nikki and I said, hey babe, we can go over the point now, let's go over the project, let's see what we need to go. She was so appreciative. She sat down and she exhaled and she's like, oh my God, Benko, thank you so much. I have not thought about this for the entire time. I've not even touched on it. I've never even made a list. And for Nikki to say she hasn't made a list is shocking. And so I said, don't worry, babe, let's go, whatever you want to know, let's start. And truth be told, the first point that Nikki brought up, I never covered. And I went through that list 4 times and it never dawned on me of some of the points that Nikki thought. And for some people, it may be a bit frustrating to say, wow, I've done all this work and you're coming with something completely left field. But I sat there looking at Nikki in wonderment, saying, I'm just in love with you. I look at you and how you think, and I can't get over that. One of the things I tend to do with Nikki all the time is I gently tap her forward and said, I like your brain. Because I genuinely do love how she thinks, and it's such a wonderful thing to be with her, but all jokes aside, I'll actually not go there, but one of the things I've found myself over the last couple of years in my life is trying to find balance. The promise that a good life or a life well lived is when you find that perfect balance between your relationships, your family, your career, your health. And once it is you achieve that, things will be beautiful, things will be lovely. But I'll be honest, what this ring has brought, this one ring has brought, is something way more powerful than balance, and that's focus. And that is the clarity of my purpose in life now, is to build a life for you and me, Nikki. To build a life for you and me that we will be proud of. And I know that a life spent in the passionate pursuit of that, with you by my side, will be the best life that I can ever live. And so here's to you, Nikki. Yeah! My life. Together, we'll be able to not just get through everything, but to come through stronger and better in love. Juntos para siempre, mi amor. Together forever, my love. Together forever. Salute. And just one last toast for everyone. As I said, y'all are here tonight to relax, enjoy yourself. And if the drinks bring tears to my eyes, know that they're tears of love. Thank you. Yeah.